Broads Media.
I said we'll play it like 9 times now, but we'll do it. Here we go.
Hurts or the team?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. I think
It's system and team.
I think it's a little bit of both, man, because they got a great offensive line, which helps Hurts. Hurts has A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. They got a good running game.
I mean, Miles Sanders.
They scheme that they have.
O-line. I mean, bro, like,
Hey, this Eagles Cowboys coming up, ain't it?
yeah, it's coming up. I'm not trying to make no enemies. I just love the game so much, and I understand it so much that, like,
I have to pause it there. Apparently you don't. You think you do, but apparently you don't. Let's continue.
I can't. I like when things are off. I just can't like hold it in. Like I almost gotta say something. Like
Yeah, you're right. They got a great team, great defense.
but everyone has their own opinions. Like,
But they got
No. See, this isn't an opinion. It's not an opinion that Jalen Hurts is dominating the league. That's a fact. That is real. That is legitimate. It's not an opinion. He's literally destroying the league, and he's got to make those throws. With time, you can still screw up accuracy. With time, you could put the ball in bad areas. With time, you could feel rushed and make a poor throw, make a bad decision, and miss guys who are wide open. All of that is real. So just because there's better talent around, you could say that about any team ever. And let's be honest, you're acting like the scheme is why Jalen Hurts is good. Maybe Jalen Hurts is good, and this is the scheme that you run to put him in the best position. But that's any quarterback. Any quarterback. There's schemes in every system. There's an offensive philosophy for Tom Brady. There's an offensive philosophy for Aaron Rodgers. Those philosophies are based off of what they do. Aaron Rodgers isn't good because of the philosophy. Your philosophy makes sense because of the skill set and the talent of the quarterback. So because you have a dual threat guy who's reading defenders in such an unreal way, and because he can make throws all over the field, and he just makes great decisions, he's insanely smart. He keeps the football in the possession of the Eagles. I just can't comprehend it, and I don't know what the value is in this. It just makes you look silly. It makes you look foolish, and it describes a locker room, in my eyes, that they don't seem to have it all together. Because no team that's truly locked in would do something so dumb. And what upsets me is this is what he says. Because he tries to backtrack a little bit and say, well, Hurts is good. Hurts is good. Hurts is great. Hurts is the best player in the National Football League this season. That's not good. That's 500 times better than good. There's good players in this league. This season, the way he's balling, it's not even close to just good. But I digress. He says, when things are off, I got to say something. What does that mean? That tells me, because when he tries to backtrack, he goes, well, no. Hurts is good. You don't feel that way. You're just lying. You're saying that now because you realized you're backed up and you're cornered, and you're just saying abysmal vomit. And it's just pouring nonstop out of your mouth. To me, that's him saying that all the noise and all the talking heads and all the betting odds and the favorites for him to win the trophy for MVP and to win that accolade, he thinks it's Bush League. And he feels strongly enough about it to say it publicly. I think it's the dumbest thing a man can do right now is come after Jalen Hurts. Do you see? Do you see what he's doing on a consistent basis? Do you want to feed the beast more? This guy's drooling out of his mouth every time he touches the field, every time he watches film, every time he gets another practice rep. Hell, every time he has a walkthrough on a damn Wednesday afternoon. And you're just feeding him and you're putting more fuel into your biggest rival. Yeah, look, I kind of laugh at it. What I'm hearing is foolish statements, taking shots at a dude who's playing unbelievable quarterback play, who isn't turning the football over at all. He's got, 3 interceptions this season? One of them, it touched Kenneth Gainwell's hands before it got picked off. And the other was a beauty of a dime to A.J. Brown downfield, which unfortunately got tipped up and ended up going into the other team's hands. But it was right on the money, perfectly placed for A.J. Brown to make the play. He just didn't. So he's just playing beautiful football, and he deserves all the credit in the world. And it pisses me off that he's saying it's team and it's scheme. If you go back and look at the MVPs of the recent, and not even just of the recent, but if we're going to look at all of the MVPs throughout the entire league, yeah, they have a lot of talent surrounding them. That doesn't downplay what the quarterback is doing. For example, when Lamar Jackson won MVP, the season they went 14-2, they had 13 Pro Bowlers on the squad. They had 6 All-Pro members, and their head coach got some nice hardware as well. When Pat Mahomes won MVP, was anyone talking about Tyreek Hill? Was anyone talking about the best tight end to ever play the game? Was anyone talking about how special Andy Reid is and how awesome he still is? As long as he's been doing it for, it's magnificent. No, it's wow. Pat Mahomes is doing some crazy things every single Sunday, occasionally on Monday, and then yes, let's sprinkle in a Thursday too, but it's all about the Pat Mahomes show. Let's go to Aaron Rodgers. What did we say last season when he won? Wow, Aaron Rodgers, he finally has a defense. You're telling me that when Aaron Rodgers wins MVP, there's more to it than just Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we said he had a defense finally. Unfortunately for them, the special teams was a disaster. I hope that's not the writing on the wall. You also think of the year before that, because he's got multiple MVPs. But before that, what's that? Rushing the football, Aaron Jones had a monster season. What's that? There's a guy named Devontae Adams who's mind-blowingly good. Yeah, you know what? The Eagles do have an awesome offensive line. They do have some weapons. But don't you dare, you idiot, take shots at my quarterback. Good teams don't do this, right? Let's be honest. Good teams, after a win that they squeaked through, after a win that they just squeaked by, they don't go on a podcast and take shots at their rival. One team's focused on the Super Bowl. The other team is focused on who's getting credit for an interception after the game is over when they barely won against a sorry Houston Texans team. They don't have the proper leadership. You think Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey are going to allow that type of nonsense to happen? No. And Jalen Hurts would never make statements like that, but the leadership group would never. There's a reason why everybody questions whatever the hell is happening in Dallas. What is Mike McCarthy all about? And it's hysterical because when Dak Prescott has a phenomenal stretch with Amari Cooper, with CeeDee Lamb, with Zeke, with the powerful line, what's that all about? Is that Dak being Dak? Or is it just the system? See, this is what bothers me. And I'm going to actually give Micah Parsons a lot of credit when it comes to on-field production. With his theory, that means he's not really good. That's what it tells me. That tells me Micah Parsons is not as good with his logic as he thinks he is. He's just a product of the defense, of the scheme, of the players around him. He's not actually good. He's not as good as he thinks he is. It's others making him better. That's what he's telling us. And I don't think that's the case. I think he's insane. I think you can line him up anywhere. I think teams are afraid of him. But where he's butthurt is because the Eagles said, I'm going to pick on you. I'm going to read and react. I'm going to option you to death. Whichever way you go first, whichever way you bite, good luck, because we're going to attack you. And he's not used to that. So he's upset about it.